and welcome to the Movies, Films, and Flicks podcast. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a woman who is crazy about the Crazies. It's Megan Hoffmeyer.
Oh, I like that. That's nice. Crazy for the Crazies. Do they have t-shirts for that?
Yeah, let's go. I made them. I've been selling them for years.
That's awesome. Is that really nice soft material?
It is. If you go to Movies, Films, and Flicks Etsy page, you can find...
Don't tempt people. I'm sure that people might go there now.
We're crazy for the Crazies.
We'll repurpose my Etsy storefront for that.
So I was gonna do something like joining me is a woman that is very excited for the Crazies, but then I wanted to subvert it a little bit. Mm-hmm. But then I just thought crazy for the Crazies.
I think it works. It's solid. I mean, this is how crazy I am for the Crazies. You should see the art I drew on my notes page.
We have an entire mural in our living room wall that's just of Olyphant. Looking awesome.
Well, that's because of Justified.
Yeah. And there's 2 Justified cameos in this. So 2 Justified guys are in this show. They just pop up.
But were they Justified?
Well, I'd say it's Justified casting. He's getting his people work.
That's good.
Right?
As long as it's justifiable.
I would say it's justifiable. There's no Walton Goggins, though.
Oh, that would be amazing.
What would Walty Goggy do in this movie?
He would be either some zany side hero, or he could be, a person that goes crazy through the course of the movie.
I don't want to see him be Russell in this movie. Do you?
No, probably not. I don't think we've ever seen him. Well, wasn't he in The Shield? What did he play in that?
Yeah, well, he was a corrupt, one of the corrupt cops.
Well, I guess he could do. Well, he could do corrupt cop, small town cop, or something.
What if, like, Shaun of the Dead? Where is
this going?
Okay, so there's a thing where they walk by their doppelgangers. So it's Simon Pegg. He walks by somebody. Simon Pegg walks by. The guy Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
And it's just all the people who match. So we'll say, Walty Goggy for Timothy Olyphant.
World's Endy.
And then who would it be? No, so like the doppelgangers. There's 2 movies going on, but we only see one. Okay. So, I mean, I guess it could be doppelganging, but they take you and replace you with someone in World's End.
That's true.
I'm just lecturing you about Edgar Wright movies. You got me flustered.
I love Edgar Wright movies.
I'm probably too much of a fan of Edgar Wright movies if I'm like, no, it's World's End. Ah!
Can you be too much of a fan, though? I mean, his editing is so tight.
We got a Mondo poster on the wall right here.
We do. I'm looking at it.
All right,
Excellent.
So we got Timmy Ollie for Walty Goggy. Right? Who takes over for Radha Mitchell?
Ooh.
So who's some... Maggie Grace?
I mean...
Her and Walty Goggy would be great together.
From her Hurricane Heist days.
But Radha, she's really good, though. So who could we... Like, who's someone that we could do with this?
Ooh, that's
This
tough.
is tough, right?
This is on the spot thinking,
I know.
too, so now I'm scrambling.
We're both set. I've set myself up for this. This is hard.
Let's see. Radha Mitchell. I mean,
she's solid.
Well, we saw, what's her name? Diane Kruger in The Bridge.
Let's do that. Yeah. All right, so Diane Kruger and Walty Goggy's, and then who takes over for Joe Anderson?
Ooh.
Who's Joe Anderson's character? Who's going to be Russell in this? Who's walking by?
Man,
who would Walty Goggy's be good with?
Who would he Who was he in Hateful Eight with?
Let's see. Sam Jackson, Damian Bashir. He was with Channing Tatum, Michael Madsen.
Oh my gosh, so many good options.
Kurt Russell.
A little bit.
Jennifer.
Probably too high profile.
Jason Lee.
Well, she could be a good deputy.
Yeah, let's do that.
Why not?
Jennifer Jason Lee.
And Walton Goggins. That seems like... Oh, he was in A Hateful Eight too.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
I like this. That's a good movie. I want both movies. I want sidequels.
I like it. How do we get this made? How do we make the reboot of the reboot?
Kickstarter.
Yes.
All right, so... You know what I love about this? So you and I actually watched The Crazies in the theater in 2010. Jeez Louise, 10 years ago.
Aww.
And
back in the day.
What I love about it is I think it complements the 1973 Crazies really well. Because, like, we just watched the 1973 Crazies directed by George Romero, and it's more of it's tension-filled. You have more of the military. What is this? You have research. You have more conversations, more... There's a lot more conversation going on in this.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more explaining of what's happening. I read an interview with Breck Eisner saying they sort of had to do that. 1, low budget, but 2, because that was just sort of the times. People weren't used to this kind of movie yet, like we are now, so they sort of had to explain more. But I think what they did with this movie is very smart, because they did the very much show, not tell.
I mean, it's a remake. They don't have to show again because Romero already did it.
Yeah, that's true.
They're assuming, I guess.
I mean, it's good storytelling in this movie, though, because you don't have to see everything or you don't have to hear the explanation to understand things, which I like a lot.
And I actually like that a lot about this movie. There's a lot of showing, like you said. But I guess the Crazies with Romero, it's more about, people lighting themselves on fire, stealing jewelry, kind of more bleak, more murdery, more real, more people don't know what they're doing. It's just a mess. And it's more of a state on, he's talking about Vietnam era, stuff like that. But then this one with Timmy Ollie and Armich and Joey Ann.
No.
It's just, and Daniel Panabaker, DP. It's, it's more insular. It's with them. It's them trying to get their way out. We see the town, but it's a lot just move, go, go, go. It's a lot more focused on their characters as opposed to, in this one, there was just a much more...
Oh, there was tons of army characters, and there were a lot of people in that. They encounter a lot more people in their sort of travels that stick with their crew, the father and daughter. I think
no adultery.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so for just a second, let's go there, but no further than that. It was shocking in a very different way than the 2010 Crazies. The 2010 Crazies, very violent. They fully go there with the violence. But the 1973 version... I at first was thinking, it's not super upsetting, but then they still have family murder and all that stuff. And then there's the adultery scene that literally just had me, not adultery,
Not adultery.
Incest.
Incest, that's what it is.
But at the same time, to be fair, they've gone
crazy.
Yes. So
that's normal for them.
But it's still shocking as you sit there. My mouth was hanging open, just going, this is happening? Really?
It's a gnarly movie.
It is, it's for... Wow.
But I think what I like too is, so this Crazies, they're both R-rated, and they both go there. I mean, families are burned, people are shot in the head, there's grisly mouths are sewn, X's for eyes. They go there.
Yeah.
And I think, I went and watched that Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake in 2004, and it was a gigantic success, and I think it helped kick off the remake craze of the 2000s. Okay. I mean, there were ones before it, but this one, like The Ring was before it, the Japanese, The Grudge. But I think... those were properties a lot of people hadn't seen. But then when they started remakes have always happened. The Thing, 1982, I digress. But once that hit, $300 million, it blew up. And then the next year you see this, like so many more remakes popping up. But what the problem with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is, it's not a carbon copy, but it's basically the same thing. But the thing is, it's more glossy, and it's not cruel, it's not mean, it's just glossy, and it's kind of a retread of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There are differences, but I like how the Crazies goes a different direction. It's a companion piece. It makes it stronger, I think, not just mimicking it.
Oh, for sure. I like that the storytelling style is so different in the two Crazies movies, which is what you can appreciate about watching both movies, not feeling like you wasted your time.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's not just, I saw this before. And I think... I've been waiting to drop this on you for a long time.
I can't wait. I've wanted to talk to you about this movie, and then I just have to look at you across the room and not say anything about what I'm thinking, write it down on my notepad.
Just stare at me forlornly.
Yeah, exactly. With adoration in my eyes.
The DP on this movie is Maxime Alexandre.
Yes.
Now,
I want to hear all the DP
He
things.
worked on Crawl.
Oh,
which is one of the best-looking horror movies of recent years.
One of your faves.
And he worked on Shazam.
Oh,
with Zachary
fun.
Levi, and they brought in some neat. A horror director did it. Who did? Let's see. He did him. Jeez Louise, I should have come. But the guy who did Shazam was also from horror, so he brought in Maxime to do Shazam. And I think there are moments that are pretty gnarly in Shazam.
Yeah.
But he also did.
Yeah, especially the stuff with Mark Strong.
He did The Hills of Eyes, the Alejandro Aja directed film, which I think is one of the best looking remakes around. He did High Tension. Which is, so the way I can explain High Tension is, if you tell somebody to move 10 steps back, then you run at them and punch them in the gut.
That sounds upsetting. I don't like it.
That's what High Tension is. And then he also did The Voices.
I'm tense just hearing about that.
He did The Voices with Ryan Reynolds, where he's, I think he's schizophrenic, and he hears his dog and cats talking, and he cuts people's heads off and puts them in refrigerators. And Anna Kendrick's in it.
A feel-good family movie.
It's a comedy, Gemma Arterton, but it's filmed mostly in an apartment in various areas, but they keep it visually interesting. And then also he did Maniac, which is kind of a first-person remake of a horror movie. So this guy touches a lot of remakes. But in this, I think this Crazies movie, what he did with Breck Eisner is there's some beautiful shots in this, and we watched this a couple times, and we kept going, that's a great shot. That's a great shot.
It looks really good.
And I don't think it's hyperbole, because there's that neat scene with the compactor, with the lights on.
Oh, like, yeah. I have all of these cool things about lighting. No, I wrote down every time I saw a cool visual thing with lights. He really likes to play with backlighting and using the ambient light from the barns and all those things.
He kind of goes mini Deakins. I mean, he shoots practically at night. Yeah. You'll know something interesting when they lit that house on fire, when Bill goes crazy and lights his family on fire. Mm-hmm. That house, they were able to burn that house in real life. Yeah. Because the residents of Iowa, where they shot, thought it was haunted, and they had bad vibes from it, because bad things happened there. So they shot in there, and then they burnt it down.
That's cool.
So Breck said, hey, since we can use this, you guys hate this house, can we just burn it?
That's awesome.
And they were like, yeah, sure. So they got this house that they bought that no one wanted, and they burnt it to the ground.
I have a note about here. There's a great shot with I think it's the sheriff's car in the reflection, and I think that it's Radha Mitchell sitting there, and you see the reflection of her through the windshield, and the flames are on the windshield as well of the house. So it just looks great. There's very what you call meat and potato shots, but they're so interesting, and they're so well done. They're nothing, over the top fancy.
Yeah, and I think there's a meaning for all of them too. Mm-hmm. They're visually interesting, but they're not just there to show that they're cool. Does that make sense? Like, hey, look at this shot I got. But it doesn't tell a story. You're getting
good content in the shot at the same time as it looks great. There's a scene where she's packing her bag in her bedroom, Judy, and you're watching her do that in the vanity mirror, and then you see their wedding photo next to her, but you're watching her through a mirror, which is a great shot.
He just kept showing off, and it's annoying. What about when the Bill went crazy and they shot him in profile, and then the fire was behind him?
Oh, yeah.
And so they just found, Maxime, baby. He found, I get excited, because you know how much I love Crawl.
Yes.
I think Crawl is one of the best looking horror films around, and Hills Have Eyes, I think, has some really great shots. And what I also like about his remakes, The Hills Have Eyes, he also did Annabelle Creation, which is the good Annabelle movie.
Oh.
There's a scene where this guy has his hands, he has a cross, and he's holding the cross at a demon, and then his finger starts snapping backwards, so he lets go of the cross.
Oh.
It's gnarly.
It's gross.
But he's able to, he takes Annabelle, he takes remakes, he takes weird movies with Ryan Reynolds stuffing Anna Kendrick's head in a fridge, but they look visually appealing. But if you look at Maniac, The Voices, Shazam's the second highest DCEU movie. I mean, high tension. They're all fresh, with the exception of Hills Have Eyes, which blows my mind because it's a good thing. But he takes movies that you wouldn't think would be fresh, but they just look so good. And in the commentary for this movie, this is one of my favorite commentaries that Breck Eisner did. He's the son of Michael Eisner, who was the head of Disney.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No, I did not.
But I read about him, and he started in the 90s. He made a student film. Then he did a bunch of commercials. He worked his way up through Super Bowl commercials and big commercials.
And he wrote a thesis about early 3D.
Yeah, that's right. And then he did Sakara, which tanked.
Oh.
Which was one of the big box office bombs at the time. But it was fun. But then he rebounded. And so lately he's been doing The Expanse.
Oh, The Expanse.
That amazing show.
Guys, let's take a moment here. The Expanse. It was on Sci-Fi. It is now on Amazon Prime. We are currently awaiting season, 5?
Yeah.
You gotta watch this show, but you have to pay attention to at least the first season, because there are a lot of explaining. You could read the book, but it's kind of dense. It's so good. It's space, and it's politics, and it's colonization, and it's just so good, and everybody's fantastic. And we saw them at Dragon Con, and they were just great.
I love that show. But he's done 10 episodes of that. He did Last Witch Hunter, which we enjoyed.
Oh, yeah.
Cheeky little movie.
That's fun.
And so
that moves along.
I think he's really rebounded since then. But with this movie, The Crazies, after watching all the behind-the-scenes documentaries, so in this movie, he said, this is not a zombie movie. This is not. This is a 28 weeks later virus getting people infected, 3 stages, no visual signs, some signs, extreme signs.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. He mentions that in literally every single interview. I read in depth a few interviews with him, but skimmed quite a bunch. He mentions it over and over. He's really trying to drive that point home for people.
I mean, I'm guilty of calling it a zombie movie in air quotes. Because when you place this somewhere, like 28 days later,
yeah,
it's not a zombie movie.
No.
But it's a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So, yeah.
If someone said to me, Mark,
Sort of,
28 Days Later is not a zombie movie, I'm like, I get it. But it's fashioned, I think, after that kind of
if you're
zombie.
in a zombie-like state. Well, could the same argument be made for World War Z then? Because isn't that a virus?
Yeah. But it's all, like, but it's called World War Z.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
So...
Those cheeky bastards.
And the guy had also written the zombie survival guide, Max Brooks. But, right, it's one of those where it's, you're right, but you also, if someone says it's a zombie movie, actually it's not. You're like, come on, dude.
I just like that he was really trying to make the point. Every single interview and article says, I did not want to make a zombie movie.
And I think he succeeded. And I think he came up with something really innovative with his makeup here. So he hired Rob Hall, who is just excellent with visual effects. And what he had him do was, like, so they researched with the CDC, and they looked up rabies, tetanus, like necks being taut, like tendons in face, blood blisters, like medical conditions, so not like a creation. And then what they did was they came up with this makeup that like it could move quick. So the guy created sculpted adhesive pieces and with veins and different kind of things, and they could put them on in 5 minutes on set.
Oh, that's cool.
They'd be on set and they're saying, hey, where did this infected person, how infected is this person? Okay, more veins. Mm-hmm. So that wasn't back to the trailer for 2 hours. They just went and smacked a vein on their
just
face.
Like the sound effect.
Yeah. And that's really neat, though. I think there's innovative things in this movie. And I also like, too, and I've told this to you like 100 times over and over, but I love how every single infected person that we see, we meet earlier in the movie. Mm-hmm. So, like Bill, who burns his family, he's at the doctor's office. The principal is given free coffee to Timothy Olyphant at the baseball game. How amazing would that be? Free coffee.
If someone gave me free coffee. Although, I guess nowadays, if there was a virus in the water, I should be more suspicious.
Yeah, he gave him that. Mm-hmm. But maybe they cooked the water, right? Or they heated the water, so it killed it?
Maybe.
He didn't... Did he have it, Olyphant?
When we get to the end of the movie, not to give away the very end, but I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the government's assumption that you could be. But one of the agents on the road also said you could have a natural immunity, so we just don't know. And
he lived farther away from the source. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that water moves pretty quick.
Yeah. And how long... Didn't they say it... I don't remember the exact timeline, but it had crashed there quite a few days back.
Yeah. And it was 3 days. That seems like it would have been everywhere by then. Uh-huh. But we meet the water filtration guy. He's later on. We see the 3 hunters. They're the hunters. They're the big bads at the ending. Yep. The principal's the jerk dragging the pitchfork on the ground.
Oh, gosh. That is brutal. And the pitchfork has a brief moment in the original as well.
Oh, brother, yeah.
But it's on the poster for this one.
Stab somebody's hand into the ground.
Oh, my gosh. Stab them through a cot. Oh, my gosh. Talk about a brutal shot.
And then the blood bounces back and you can see it. But I also love, too, during the scene... whatever. You guys have seen this movie. Y'all have seen this movie for listening. Timothy Olyphant, Radha Mitchell, they're a married couple. They live in a town, small town, Iowa, and it gets infected by a virus because a plane crashed into the water source. So the military comes in.
Military plane carrying a biological warfare agent.
Crashes into the water. Oof. And then everything goes foobar. And it's then Timothy Olyphant, or David, Judy, Russell, and Becca, played by Danielle Panabaker, trying to survive during all the mayhem. But during this, every single one of the crazies that we meet are people that have been established earlier. So it's kind of neat that sometimes when there's random zombies, that's a random zombie. But when you see the principal who was just so nice earlier, it adds a little bit more, I think... What's the word? When you know these people and then they've turned evil. Like, it's the principal. It's a father. Yeah,
gravity and meaning to it all.
And so Radha Mitchell, she's pregnant and she has a fever, so they tie her up. So she's laying strapped to a gurney, and this principal, crazy, is about to kill Becca with a pitchfork.
Oh, gosh.
But then Judy is like, no! And then the guy's like, okay, I won't kill her, I'll kill you. He didn't say that, just all in the eyes. But I love that she just goes, shit.
It's a good reaction.
It's a solid one, too. And I tell you, she's been in some of the movies I really like. She was in Pitch Black, which is one of my favorite sci-fi horror movies, which I love. And then she was in Rogue, the, Greg McLean directed crocodile movie that has 100% score on Rotten Tomatoes because it's amazing. But a studio didn't really push it, so now it's just the crocodile movie that's great and it's under the radar, but everyone loves it. So she's been in some good horror movies. But no, I like that scene. I like all the familiarity of the Crazies. Oh, and then also the guy he kills in the beginning, who shows up at the baseball field with the gun, his family comes to kill him later.
Oh yeah, that is a very unsettling scene. I mean, I don't get affected by much in movies like this, but that is disturbing. I have that here as a good shot. Creepers in the background.
Ugh.
As Judy is standing over the crib, sort of going through a short mourning period of my baby was supposed to live in this room and grow up, and there's creepy people in the background just standing there.
Ugh. It's gross.
It's terrible.
And then he gets stabbed through the hand, and then he uses that knife to stab her in the neck.
And that's so disturbing because you're not sure how this virus is transmitted at this point. It came through the water, but there's a soldier at one point who claims that the army told him that it could be airborne, and that could have just been for them to keep on their masks. We just don't know. We don't know what's the truth and what are lies and how things work in this movie. So you're constantly second guessing everything, which I think is a great element to this movie. Are you infected? Are you not infected? Are you being reasonably angry? Are you not being? Are you being crazy? What are you? The goons with the pickup truck who are going around killing people and slapping bodies in their truck and whatnot. When we first encounter them, you're wondering if they're just a bunch of assholes who kill people for fun because they're still organized. They're working together at that point. They're riding around the truck. They're not going after each other. So you're not quite sure what their deal is. And you find them later and they're a bit more separated and they're way more murdery towards our main characters. But you just don't know.
Yeah. It seems like they work in groups though. That father, the son, mother. They were crazy and they worked together, right?
Well, and I was thinking of that one too. It's how far has it progressed? You don't know all the rules, which makes it much scarier. You're very invested in what I love about Timothy, David, and Radha, Judy, and Joe Anderson, Russell, and Danielle Panabaker, Becca. You like them all. They're good people. They're interesting. They're trying to do the best thing, and they're trying to survive. And you like them, so that makes you very invested in.
Yeah, they didn't want to have Panabaker. She had a much smaller role originally. Then they liked her a lot, so they gave her more to do.
Oh, that's nice.
Which I thought was nice. And another thing I liked about this, they hunted everywhere for movies, like for locations. California, Canada. They ended up shooting interiors here and some exteriors in Georgia here. In Atlanta, Georgia.
Right here.
But then they shot in Iowa, and I think it adds a much different environment, right, than Romero's Pennsylvania, because that's more wooded and hilly. And what I like about this Iowa, they had nowhere to go. They had nowhere to run. When they were on the fields, when they were out in the open, there's no cover. I guess.
I thought that was great. Breck Eisner mentioned that in one of his interviews, that in contrast to the original, there's no woods to hide in. He wanted those vast open plains because you could see everything, and they couldn't just go hide in the woods and sort of hide. There were long sequences in the original where they sort of stood in the woods and discussed things or had near misses, but here you don't have any of that. You have to be in the open, take your chances, maybe go into a car wash, maybe go into a barn. It's just it's a good element.
Yeah, I think it adds a lot more too. And it's kind of weird because the whole time satellites are watching them from up above.
Well, that we as the viewer know that.
Yeah, you're right, not them. But yeah, they probably don't think that it's that big of a deal to their having massive satellites on them.
Probably not. And I think this is a very interesting point. So I can't remember which interview it was, but one of them asked what Breck Eisner was so proud of, or what he was most proud of in this movie. And what he said was that he was able to preserve the message. That the original movie and Romero's movies are very much horror with a message. And he was able to preserve that even in this new edition in completely different times than when the first one was made.
I would say so, right?
Yeah, and the message was that you should be beware of the government's use of the military and its power. There should be transparency, and we should know what's happening with nuclear and bioweapons, and they shouldn't be secrets. And that's still very much the message here. And you get a lot of that feeling through those little satellite things, because you can see they're way more in control than anyone has any idea. I do think there's a great moment early on in the movie when David and Russell try to go into the police station to look up some things and make some phone calls, and they realize that they have no internet and no phones. And I think it's Russell that's a little bit more trusting. He's like, well, shit, what do we do now? And David's saying, we are in trouble. This is not an accident that this happened. So he sort of catches on to this larger issue that someone is interfering with their lives at that point.
Yeah, because he walks outside with the cell phone and sees a black truck.
But we've, as the viewer, have already gotten a hint of that with the satellite stuff.
They gotta just dam up that water. I mean, that thing's already broken up into a bunch of creeks.
Yeah. But I think that's another... These are all instances of the show, not tell.
Yeah.
That the first movie didn't do. They had a lot of dialogue explaining all those things to us about military control and the biological weapons. They're explaining to you this sort of... very strong antibiotic they're giving to everybody, and there's a lot of expository. They don't give us any of that in this one, but it's still very effective, and I like that.
Yeah, I like that Breck and the writers in this, which I was kind of bagging on the movie earlier, but the writers, let's see, where are they at? The writer Bill, Scott Kozar and Ray Wright. So Scott Kozar wrote the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, but then he also did The Machinist, the Amityville Horror remake. But he's also been writing on The Haunting of Hill House. You know.
Oh.
And then Ray Wright did Paul Scretta and Case 39. But they seem like smart guys who I think Breck got in the script change, but I think they did a good job of really narrowing it down, making it streamlined, bringing it to today's audience.
Well, I think this has a lot of elements of why you love Back to the Future so much, right?
Yes.
You talk about how tight it is, and that's...
I'm being too obsessed with that lately.
No, but I think that's great. You've sort of mentioned all of those things, how there's all these callbacks. And there's a lot of callbacks to the original property that are respectful incorporations that aren't trying to be, well, look at this other thing, look at this. There's a pitchfork, but it's very well integrated into this movie. There's the high school. It's used completely differently.
And there's catfish mentions.
Oh, yeah. There's catfish bringbacks. There's characters that they bring back from the beginning. Oh, there's locations. They start the movie, sort of, at the gas station or the big truck stop.
Yeah.
And they end there.
Because he goes there with all the trucks, and then they go back anyway. Mm-hmm. It's smart, and it keeps... This is only it's a bigger budget. It's $20 million. And they shot this in 45 days, but I think, like you said, they got that truck stop. They couldn't find one, then they just drove up on a closed one.
Oh.
And then they had to do a bunch of negotiations with the guy, but they got it. But yeah, they revisit the ballpark. They go back to their house.
Okay.
They, let's see, where else do they go back? They go back to the police station. They go back to, I like that, though. They keep going back. They go back
to the morgue, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they go back to the morgue because he's visiting, then the mortician guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
or the medical examiner.
So one of the things that I noted about this in my thing was how brutal the violence is. And I think that scene is the encapsulation of that brutality. It is very long and very brutal.
Eyes X'd over, mouth sewn shut.
Oh my gosh. It's so visceral. I mean, we've all stabbed ourselves with something, right? A needle for, people who've sewn things. Imagine that going through your mouth and your eyes, and then he cuts open that preacher's mouth to get him to talk, and he says behind you, oh gosh. And the bone saw. Yeah,
going right towards the Olyphant.
Ugh.
You know how they did that? They tried everything known to man to get it to go by itself, but then they just tied a fishing line to it and pulled it, and then took the fishing line out in post.
Oh, well, there you go.
I guess they fussed around for 2 days, and someone was like, hey, how about fishing line? I bet you said in the beginning, somebody went, hey, let's use fishing line. And they're like, no, that's stupid. We'll do it.
No, it's so basic.
And then at the end, some guy just went, hey, guys, I got some fishing line here. Let's just pull it. And then they were so exhausted that they did it. But I think everything's almost in camera in this movie, too. I mean, except for the huge explosion at the end. Mm-hmm. But that's another reason I think I like this movie. There's CGI, but it's kind of seamless. And that downtown at night, they shot that over 2 nights, and then they cleaned it out the next day. Like the big crash and all that scene. That's pretty cool. But no, I think what I like about it, I don't want you... Like, you already brought it up, because I talk about this a lot, but the script is very meat and potatoes. You talk about catfish in the beginning, you bring back catfish at the end. Mm-hmm. And then Olyphant says to Joe Anderson, or David says to Russell, I'm the sheriff. Who listens to the sheriff? Then he does it later. And then there's a spike strip. Oh, they spike strip my car.
Oh, yeah.
There's another spike strip. So it's just...
Oh, he gives this speech about, it's just, and those little touches where you bring it back really add a little bit of heart to it, I think. And that's why I think this movie is so good in the story where it's about the relationships between these people and getting through it. Whereas the other story is much, more about the military, and it's very in your face about the military, and it's less so about, there's some brutal stuff in the relationships, but this is very focused on these people.
And then even at the end, when those two people come at their house, and because he shot their dad, they're waiting for him in the house. So they're trying to kill her, like his family, because he killed their family.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. But see, that just shows people care. And it shows that, like, a lot of these remakes, you could just go in and shoot. Or you could have in the beginning some guy's like, I'm really good at football. And then then he starts running with the football later on. I don't know. And he runs away from the killer later. You're like, oh, cool. But I think they took care. They hired a really good cinematographer who took a lot of chances, made this look a lot classier than it should have. Mm-hmm. And his first choice was always Timothy Olyphant, which is pretty neat. But no, they hire good actors.
Oh, my first choice would be Timothy Olyphant, too.
It should be on everything. Hire good actors, get a good cinematographer. They obviously couldn't afford Roger Deakins or Tom Cruise. But there's nothing wrong with Timothy Olyphant and Maxime Alexandre.
Sorry. That is Oscar winner Roger Deakins.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you very much.
Oh, he's so great. But what's neat, though? This movie looks really good. So that scene at the school when the principal is stabbing people with the pitchfork.
Gosh.
Breck Eisner was like, I don't know what to do. Like, this is a big room. It doesn't look good. It's too big in the back. We don't have enough money for lighting. Mm-hmm. So Maxime just goes, give me some plastic sheets. So they just threw up all the plastic sheets then and there. And in the commentary, Eisner said, so I was pulling my hair out, and here's Maxime with $5 decorating the entire background.
That added to the dread of the scene, too, because you hear the guy coming down the hall, and then you see his silhouette through the sheets. So there was a lot more buildup of dread that way. It's so smart.
A $10 fix by Maxime.
Look at that.
And the production designer, he actually called in a favor. The guy's name is Andrew Menzies. He worked with him on Sahara, but he did Avatar.
Wow.
He did 3:10 to Yuma. Fury, Bright. He's David Ayer's
Fury.
guy. Ayer that's his guy.
Oh.
And so this dude does Avatar 200 million. He did AI. Spielberg.
Wow.
He was a art director on that.
So he's like a newbie then, right?
Yeah, he didn't know jack squat. He had worked on 3:10 to Yuma with Mangold. This guy was universally adored, but then he came out to play for 45 days with Breck as a favor and did this movie. And I think there's little touches in it that look good. Like when there's a scene where Joe Anderson is drinking from a coffee mug, it's a little American flag. The costume design is actually really good. Because remember that Ogden Marsh shirt that he was wearing?
Oh, yeah. It's very worn in.
The letters are old. The sleeves are old.
Yeah, the sleeves have little ratty holes along the seams and whatnot.
It's things like that I think if you like movies, you notice it, right? And that's why, obviously this movie has a 71% Rotten Tomato meter score. Mm-hmm. And for a remake, I had you send me over some remakes. And we were looking over these, and there's very few fresh remakes out there. And when you ask somebody, it gets annoying too, because you say, hey, what's a good remake? And then someone's like, Evil Dead 2. But that's a reboot. That's a remake. That's a reboot quel.
Yeah.
It's a remake, but it's...
That's the word I was going to use too.
Yeah, well, that's what Bruce Campbell calls it. And, there's Nosferatu, the remake from 79 with Werner Herzog, our spirit animal. Everyone mentions Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That's 78. The Fly, 86. But then... up until, but around that point, The Thing, 1982. But
do you like that? Include the years?
Yeah, I love it.
That was for you. I knew you'd like that.
The Ring, 2002. But I guess the more you look at it, the less you see that there's really fresh movies around the 2010 time.
Yeah, I did notice that. There was a lot of older ones, and at first they trended much more into the 60s and the 70s. There's not a ton up in the 90s. The 80s is very rare. So people either think they're sort of middle to okay fresh, or they're super, super fresh. But there's nothing sort of in that, high 70, 80 range. It's weird.
Yeah, you're right. There's mostly... Well, wow.
I know. I typed them all in there. So
no, but I guess what I like is... So around this time, around 2010, it was just basically the Crazies, Fright Night, which we love. That's an amazing movie. Piranha 3D.
The Fright Night reboot.
That's so good, isn't it?
You mean Paul W. Sanderson?
No, wait, Paul W. Sanderson.
Piranha?
No, that was Alejandro Aja. But AVP.
Yes.
No, wait, that's not a remake. Crap.
Right.
Death Race.
That's a oh man, if you can do it, watch the original of Death Race, because wow, that's an experience.
Well, I guess 2000, I'm using a bad example, but Let Me In was 2010. Then you had Piranha, Fright Night, The Crazies around that time. So that was actually, so even though I said that wasn't a great time, that, relatively speaking, and My Bloody Valentine 3D in 2009. So 2009 to 2011, let's say 30 remakes were released. I actually have numbers on how many horror movies were released. I did an article. I don't know where it is. There's so many.
Yeah.
But at least there was 5 at the time, which is rare. And you look at this list and it's very few fresh remakes.
So do you expect in the upcoming years to see more and more of these remakes?
Well, all right. So right now we got a Candyman remake coming out. I think people will love that.
And do you expect them to keep growing in their tomato meter score to be fresher and fresher, or what do you think you'll see? Because you've analyzed this data.
Well, it just came out. People love that. That was really good. I mean, it was a massive.
And Invisible Man.
Invisible Man was a solid remake, and then I think Candyman will be popular. I think, Suspiria 2018, that was a bonk Child's Play. That was 2019.
That was
fresh.
Reading the Suspiria description.
Woo.
That is crazy.
It's crazy. It's gnarly.
Wow. Just what intrigued me was the picture that they put up there, and I don't know about that.
Oh, I think what makes these recent ones work is The Invisible Man did something different. It did something much different.
Like the Crazies.
And yeah, like the Crazies. And then you have Child's Play, which instead of a demonic curse doll, it was an AI doll that was different. So,
well, that's what they said about Suspiria as well. They really kind of did a new thing to it, but it still holds on to a lot of the weirdness.
Oh, it's so weird. It's good. I can't even explain it, Meg. It's nuts.
For once, so I will admit that sometimes you ask me to do research for you, and I'm a bit begrudging about it, but I'm very happy that I did this research because it's very interesting, this remake stuff.
I think it is, too, because
fresh remakes.
There's
not all
so
remakes.
few fresh ones. That's why I think it's worth studying.
It's not a big list, yeah. No.
I think it's worth studying what makes them go right and what makes them go wrong.
And I looked up this massive list of all the remakes, and I kept searching for more to see if there were fresh ones, and it was very hard to find more than what was on the list here.
So you did this entire list, and you only got me 30 remakes that were fresh. I think in 2008... there was something like 20 remakes that came out. Oh, so, wow. I mean, when you think of all the remakes, reboots, crazy. All that's coming out. I mean, I would say that's rare. I mean, and this list starts in 78. So, from like 40 years, this has been only 30 fresh remakes.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because one of the interviews asked Eisner, were you happy with the reviews afterwards? Because horror remakes tend to be very, how to put it, aggressive with the reviewing. People hate it, they love it, there's just never a lot of niceness there. But he said he was super pleased with the reviews because it's sort of a dicey area to make a movie, and you're taking risks. Well,
all right, so we're critics. And
so critical.
Okay, we watched this movie, and 7 out of 10 critics liked it. Mm-hmm. But what is there to dislike about this movie? So 3 out of 10 people disliked it, which that's just the average, whatever, 70%. Mm-hmm. 7 out of 10 people liked it, 3 didn't. What do you find negative about this movie? It's only 100 minutes.
Are we playing critics here?
Yeah, I mean, what is there?
I don't like that there wasn't more trendy music.
Yeah. I mean, Johnny Cash was in the beginning.
I don't like that Timothy Olyphant wasn't wearing more chambray.
No cowboy hat?
Exactly. It's upsetting.
It's a mature film.
Oh, for sure.
The leads are adults. Mm-hmm. They're not...
Yeah, the youngest person is Danielle Panabaker, but she's got to be late teens, 20s in this movie.
She's dating a baseball player. Wait, that's interesting. She's dating one of the... that's a high school...
But she's not a child, though.
Yeah, she's 18, would you say? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, no, good point. It's I was like, is she 25 dating a high schooler? But there's... I don't know. You got characters that are a little bit older. I think it's mature. It's a little more grounded. There's not heads exploding. It's not... I mean, but there's gore.
There's gore, but like you said, it's much more mature. It's brutal. What I have written down here about the military is they took quick, immediate, and drastic action every time. There wasn't a lot of wavering. There wasn't a lot of begging. It's just final. Mm-hmm. They shoot. They're done. They burn things. There's not a lot of sensationalism around the violence?
No, I wouldn't say so. It's quick. It's mean.
It's fast violence every single time. It just happens. And then no one sits around and mourns it either because these characters have to keep going. They have to survive.
It's interesting. They
gotta get to quick fills.
The quick fill. I love that truck stop name. I
do too. It's fantastic. I like the inside of it too.
They spend a lot of time at that's, you know what, my main complaint. The mayor we never see again.
That is kind of weird. So you had it on yesterday. I think you were either refreshing or you were watching commentary when I came downstairs. And then we had it on earlier. And that scene by his pool is always so odd to me.
I'm an evil mayor. Get out of here.
That's my 30% I don't like about this
There
movie,
it is.
because I'm just confused. I guess his dialogue has a point. And then I have another question after that. So the whole scene, which it's very cool that David is being edgy and he goes and turns off the water because he's making a point and he follows through on what he says to the mayor. They don't just let it go. He asks the mayor to turn off the water. The mayor says no. He turns off the water anyway. But it's so pointless in the end.
Yeah.
Which I think is fun. I guess it's sort of a red herring. There's a few of those sort of things throughout the movie. You know, was that pointless? But they don't know that at the time.
I guess they show that he's a good guy willing to risk his life for his town. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's character building, but his point... in
the long run, it's pointless.
In the tightness of the script, it never comes back. So it's one of those...
No. It's an immediate follow-through from the scene before.
Yeah.
With the mayor.
Not like a later one.
Well, it's a bit of a follow-up to... Don't they go talk to the water management guy, the one who abandons his wife?
Yeah. That guy. And also, okay. No, another thing. The plane that just landed in the...
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
sort of plopped down. Hey, maybe that's a military pilot work. He could be an excellent army pilot. And he just dove it into the water and
then the amount of time they spent at Fast Hanks.
Although, wouldn't it be better if it had crashed into a field and burned up all the bad stuff?
Yes. The pilot bailed out.
Oh, yeah.
What a jerk.
What a...
Fire him.
But, jeez.
Fly into a corner. Jeez. All right, so how about this? Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will talk more The Crazies.
Crazy!
Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And Megan, you and I are going to do a draft right now that you, the listener, can vote on if you go to Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook the day after this episode is released.
And me, the podcaster, can also vote for as a follower of Movies, Films, Flicks.
Yes, you can. You can vote for me.
I'm going to vote for you.
Because my team will be so much better. All right. Should I give you first pick?
Yeah.
Okay. You get first pick.
Especially because you just told me I'm going to lose.
All right. What do you got?
I'm going to go with Fright Night.
Oh, I knew you were.
I love that movie.
Well, I was going to take it.
I crazy stupid love it.
It's crazy stupid good.
Ridiculous.
What?
What's your first pick?
All right. Well, you've kind of rushed me here, so I gotta figure something out.
Pick it.
Oh, 13 Ghosts. That's a good one.
Come on, you know you want Evil Dead.
Can we not do any of the ones that people will be like, that's one of the classics? Like, can we stay away from those? Because I don't want to do The Thing. I don't want to do Invasion of the Body. The Thing's a perfect movie, but I don't want to do that. I'm gonna do Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. That's what I'm picking.
Okay, for my second one, I have to pick The Crazies.
You do. It's a great one. I love this movie.
I learned this tactic from you. It's only fair.
You're still mad about that?
No. I just think it's a really good tactic, so I have to jump on it.
Alright, so The Crazies, that's a smart pick. I am gonna go for, let's see, Piranha 3D.
That's good.
It's insane, and I love it.
I'm gonna go for Nosferatu.
Oh no! You're going for the Werner Herzog movie?
Yeah.
I should have done that.
Listen, I wrote a paper about him in grad school.
You're gonna wipe the floor with me here. I will take... Let's see, which ones do I love? Which make me happy? I'm gonna do the Night of the Living Dead remake, because it's actually really good. I'm gonna take that one, the Night of the Living Dead.
Okay. I will take... I Am Legend?
I Am Legend, alright.
What is that?
Well, it's Omega Man, and then there was another one before it. We'll count it. People consider it. It works well. Let's see. I'm gonna do something stupid here. I'm gonna leave out The Fly, even though it's a classic. Oh man, I like Quarantine. Ooh, I like that one too. Wait, is The Mummy 1999 a remake? Because it's technically a mummy. No, that's cheating. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna stick with these horror pictures. And I'm gonna take 13 Ghosts.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that movie.
I know.
Dang it.
Listen to it on the MFF podcast.
Okay, what is this? Is this 4 or 5 for me?
5.
Oh, the pressure is on.
Yeah, this is going to be tough for you.
Did you say The Ring yet?
Nope.
Okay,
The Ring?
I'll do it.
All right, I like it. The Ring, and I am going to end with Evil Dead. The one with Jane from Suburgatory.
Oh, okay. Good show. I like her.
She takes over the Ash role in Evil Dead. I like it.
Really?
Yeah. She saws off her arm with a chainsaw, then battles some demonic deity.
Why didn't you show me that one before you showed me the other ones?
Oh, don't lose your minds, people. People get very angry about Evil Dead, Meg.
I like some gender bending.
People get very angry.
Well, female-led film.
So you tell me that you're going to watch the Evil Dead remake with me?
I don't know. I just might.
Whoa. All right. It's by the guy who directed Don't Breathe. He did Fede Alvarez.
Okay. Yeah.
That's another good one.
All right.
Jane Levy's in that, too.
Well, so she's like his muse.
Pretty much. He likes to beat her up.
It's terrible.
He's the Sam Raimi beat the tar out of, Bruce Campbell,
Yeah.
and then in Drag Me to Hell, Alison Lohman got schnockered.
Mm-hmm. She really did.
Jane Levy gets whapped around in these things.
I mean, that could be fun. She's a good comedian.
It's like
I'm sure she can pull off the physicality of it.
Yeah, she pulls off the physicality, but she plays a real kind of morose and like a criminal in these things. She doesn't.
Oh, that's
she has
so different
range.
than her TV roles. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay, I'm intrigued.
She's in a movie called I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, directed by Macon Blair of Green Room and Blue Ruin. And she catches a ninja star in the face.
Wow, that's not where I expected this
By
conversation
Elijah
going.
Wood. Elijah Wood throws a ninja star in her face.
Okay.
Pretty awesome.
Anyway, so speaking of rage...
Wait, what?
I don't know. I just wanted to get away from ninja stars in the face.
So, I was watching that ninja star in the face scene, and you just don't see it coming. You're thinking to yourself, Elijah Wood's going to throw this ninja star, and it's going to hit someone's leg or miss or bounce off something, and it just goes right in her face.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you going to go?
Anyway,
Talking about rage.
So I wanted to talk
Megan
to
just
you...
stared at me with angry dead eyes.
How do I get away from this? I wanted to ask you what you thought of the virus itself and the idea around the infection for these characters. So Breck Eisner said it unlocks their inner rage and inner demons.
Well, if you look at some of the people, they aren't too angry. Are you there, Billy? Are you there? Or the lady riding by on her bicycle, being happy. And she's from the Crazies, the original Crazies.
She's the daughter that gets incested.
But it's...
Moving on.
I think it's what's... I think it does all lead to rage, but I think it's more what's inside of you.
Yeah, that's really interesting, I think, because they're still people. Mm-hmm. And it's unlocking their inner self. So what does that look like?
It's pretty frightening.
Yeah. What things are they holding on to beneath the surface? What are they mad about? It's just very interesting.
So it seemed like the principal was going after kids. So he went after the laughing kid.
Oh,
then he went after Panna Baker. Mm-hmm. And then he went to Radha Mitchell to kill her. She wasn't a student.
Yeah, she distracted him.
But maybe it seemed like he was attacking them.
Yeah.
And he seemed like a pretty nice guy. But maybe he had some repressed anger.
And then the mother and the son go after David because he killed their father.
Yeah, and they seem to specifically choose him.
No, they're those crazy people who I think were just insane murderers, and that the ones going around the town in the pickup. And I think that was just their shtick.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, they were hunting without... Remember, he said he found the hunters, and they were hunting without... They were hunting 3 months late. It wasn't season. Mm-hmm. And then he told them to put their guns away till fall. And the hunters were like, are you crazy? Man. Like, they got all angry that he told him not to do illegal things. And then that comes into play later with them.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good final fight in this movie on the truck.
Now, this is a whole different element of the tiebacks in the script. What people are angry at. It's interesting.
And, it's kind of a coincidence. Well, no, it's not a coincidence, because you saw them hunting. Mm-hmm. Then they showed up later on to the truck stop, and they figured probably people would be there. It's a good place to set a trap, people going there. So I guess it's not a coincidence that they're there. Mm-hmm. But I liked the fights. I liked the fight underneath the truck with the big guy.
I I mean, that's a good one.
And then the dude
very
in the kitchen.
multi-layered. It sort of moves. Oh, the kitchen one. You know, I did write down most convenient knife ever because she pulls a knife from. It's just in this little bin next to her behind the counter.
How about the shot of her in the walk-in hiding underneath the dead bodies with the
Oh my
plastic?
gosh! One, gross. Two, I think that's an amazing scene because it shows how smart she is. She goes in there, she's hiding from these guys, and the flaps, the air moving flaps, they're moving, and she immediately stills them. Mm-hmm. Because she understands the impact of that on her life. I think that's very smart.
What? Yeah. What about the car wash? We haven't talked about that.
Oh, yes, the car wash.
That's a pretty... I mean, I guess it's... Okay, so it makes sense that they drove into the car wash to hide from the helicopter. Mm-hmm. But then there was just people waiting in there going, oh, we're going to wash these cars and kill them. But I guess it's... Right?
It's just funny.
Don't you think, like, we're going to clean that car, and while they're cleaning it, we're going to kill them?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's a good trap because you can sneak up on your prey because the bubbles are all in things. So there's a lot of tension in the car, what's around us, and these guys are easily to just grab you or attack you.
But who's washing their cars in times like these? Did they know that cars would maybe drive in there to hide from helicopters?
Maybe. Or just to hide in general.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they just love cleaning.
Maybe they're just crazy.
Maybe they just wanted to clean those people's car, and they got angry. They started getting shot at, and then they became crazy.
Maybe they have a new business model, Crazy Clean.
What if they're... What if they were working there and like, these guys are shooting at us? And then they killed them. Poor Panabaker got hung.
Oh, man, that was, again, swift brutality. I mean, there is no...
Yeah,
she's not
quick.
choking, she is just dead.
Yeah, that neck got snapped. People die fast in this movie.
They really do. I think it makes it weightier.
Because
it's just, there's no lingering, there's no sobbing over, a person who's sort of slowly dying. There's no going back and saving them. They are just dead.
And you know what I also like that they leaned back. What they could have gone deeper into this, and I'm glad they didn't, which is the relationship between David and Russell. So Russell's losing it. He's trying to keep it together. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad there wasn't 5 more minutes.
He's fighting it.
Yeah, I'm glad there wasn't 5 more minutes of, hey, we gotta get rid of him, he's turning. And he's like, oh, I caught you guys. He pulls out the gun on him, has him walking. But I'm glad there wasn't 5 more minutes of that. Or I'm glad that there wasn't 5 more minutes of them trying to get away from him or turning him into a villain. I think he was just slowly turning, so he always stayed relatable. Mm-hmm. And then he just, when he got the gun, when Olyphant got the gun from him, he's like, can I walk with you guys? Like, that was a cool line.
Yeah, I think that's, again, where this is such a smart story because people are doing crazy things the whole time and you're constantly questioning, has he gone too far yet? Is he being a little bit too drastic? Is he not being caring enough in the scene? But then he finally goes way too far and you know.
I do like when he's like, 1, 2, 3. That's how many times I've saved your life. Mm-hmm. That was cool. All right, so what do you think about this? So at the end, he sacrifices himself by going in front of the roadblock to make sure that David and Judy get away. But do you think he pulls the gun too early to get killed by them? Should he have done a tap dance? Would they have been like, hey, this guy's tap dancing. There's probably people sneaking around him.
That's a great question. I do think he did pull it a bit early.
Yeah.
He kind of takes it out right away and they take him down.
Could he be like, knock, knock.
Yeah, he could tell some jokes.
Watch this. And he dances for a couple minutes. I'm crazy.
He could have done some trivia with them.
But he could have... Oh, yeah, that's good. All right. There's Somerset seashells 18 times. But how many times did I say S after this sentence?
Some tongue twisters.
Yeah, and then they're all like, wait, how many times... Wait, what? Maybe he could have done that, but maybe if they would have figured, wait, this guy's trying to get our attention for a long period of time. Mm-hmm. This is his 4th reading of Hamlet.
He could have done a Sudoku.
Yeah, people must have walked around us during this time. So
that is a good point. I mean, I felt that he pulled the gun very early, but then again, he's teetering on the edge of sanity and he's trying to save his friend, so maybe it was the right choice.
I mean, it worked.
It did. He was really brutally killed and very quickly. Yet again. But,
do you think they stayed at the diner too long?
They were there for a long time. I do like the part where you find out that everyone has been killed. Yeah. And I like her horror. He's looking for her. She's standing by all the bullets. You sort of know what's coming, but at the same time, it's still very upsetting when they confirm it for you.
I like in this movie, too, whenever something happens, they're like, holy crap. Or they're not just, oh, man, there's people going crazy over here. They're shocked. There's shock in this movie.
I think that's a good... Yes, she is very upset. She's very upset at the fire when the man has killed his family. She's very upset about the bullets at the gas station. But I think that's a great point in the movie because you're definitely in the last act And she realizes, or they realize, we as the audience realize, that the military's given up on the town at this point. They've killed all those people, and you need to get the F out of there.
Yeah, leave. Do you think those were the dead people that they killed running around? Maybe they let those people in the buses get out? Oh, no, they had the wrists. They had the things on their wrists.
Oh, yeah, the wrist. Yeah, the non-infected wrist thingy.
You know, at the end, they wanted that truck to blow up farther, but the explosives they put on it didn't shoot it up too far. So at the end, they wanted a bigger explosion when Timothy Olyphant and Radha are driving away.
Oh, jeez.
Radha, not Raja. But so yeah, they wanted like they wanted a Fast and Furious explosion.
Oh my gosh.
They got a kind of angry, annoyed.
She really should have buckled up.
Yeah.
I mean, she needed to stop being in the back of the truck and looking out the window.
Now, would you rather have this virus or the virus from 28 days later?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I guess with this, you could hope you might have immunity.
Yeah. And in the 28 days later one, you turn quick.
Yeah.
You immediately start going.
This, they said 48 hours and you're past it, you're fine.
But I guess you could have, 10, 12 good hours?
True.
Write a nice letter to your family.
Or you could be like those guys with the truck, just driving around hunting stuff. They were still alive up until the end.
Yeah.
Seemed to be living their happy life.
You could have a good 36 hours.
Just raging.
What would your angry self look like?
I don't know.
We don't have to answer that.
Going after people who annoy me on the road.
Oh, jeez. So you'd be a crazy.
I guess.
You'd have road rage?
What would you be?
I'd be the nicest human being on the planet.
Oh, jeez. So I have
what were you
I
say?
had a question for you. Well, not really a question. More just something to talk about. David and Judy are ride or die.
Yeah, they are.
He goes back for her. He makes statements to other people, putting them down about why they don't go back for their wives. It's always about the two of them. He sits down at the table with her in quick fills and says, if you want to sit here and die, we can do that. Just tell me. I'm here for you. I love their relationship.
Yeah, they're cool. She does get tied up a couple times in this movie, but it's not really her fault. That family gets her.
Yeah.
And then she had a fever. Mm-hmm. But no, I like that she stays because she's a town doctor. He's like, I'm the sheriff. Well, I'm the doctor. And then they keep getting each other's backs. And they just kind of roll.
Yeah, they're a fantastic movie couple.
But I think they're good actors, right?
Yeah,
they're just good actors. They're a cool movie couple. They don't really have those hang-ups. Like, you know what I dislike in horror movies? Horror movies where, like in The Strangers, you have a couple, they're fighting and they're separated. Mm-hmm. And you always have these couples that are like breaking up or vacancy. They don't like each other. They're going to get divorced. But then they come together because of these two love each other.
Or they're not on the same page and they're already fighting. And it's just, these two are, they're there for each other. They're going to go back for each other. They love each other. They're just, they're movie couple goals.
And I like when David gets all angry. Man, where's Panabaker going? And then Judy looks at Timothy and she's like, well, you came back for me. Mm-hmm. So they get why she goes after her boyfriend. So and then he goes, oh, yeah, you're right. So they're a good. No, I think they're a well-written couple. And it's clear to see why people took this role. And there's a lot of talent. The producers are big. This guy who produced this thing, Rob Cohen, he had done some massive movies before. So he had worked on... recently, he's done Aquaman, Conjuring, San Andreas. And before he was a producer, he was a first AD. So he was the first assistant director on Cocktail, The Juror, The Net, movies like that. And I think...
I love those movies.
Very good. And I think the best producers are the first ADs. Because they've worked their way up through second, so they know the paperwork, right? They know the extras. They know how much we need. Then when you become a second, you're in the trailer all day doing paperwork. You're doing call sheets. Where are we tomorrow? How many makeup artists do we need? How many trucks do we need? How do we go do this? What time is it? What's the shot list? And when you become a first AD, you're the muscle on set for the director. You're the one yelling action and cut. Move, move, move. Let's get it going. Die at 55. That's what most of them do. So when you become a producer, sorry if you know all this already, and if you're listening, sorry, but it's all about the money. And you got to understand how much money to get, how to schedule, how to move. So if you're a first AD, second, like PA, second AD, second AD, you know the schedule, you know the money, you know the extras, you know exactly what you need. You know what to pare down on scripts, you know where to double up. So I think that's what makes... That's another thing that made this movie good. It had smart people maximizing this $20 million budget. And it looks great.
Yeah. I thought it was an interesting thing about two of the producers bought the rights from Romero to do this movie directly from him. It wasn't a studio that went in and did it, and Eisner really liked that about that. And then Romero came in as an executive producer.
Yeah.
And was part of it. So he really felt like he had a blessing on his take on the movie, and he felt much more confident because of that. I thought that was great.
They went to him first. They kept the soul of the movie, but they made it different. It wasn't a retread. It wasn't that. So I mean, I think Romero would love that. You hear some of these directors nowadays with the Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th. That's like a sequel, but they're all crap. Like the Halloween, Rob Zombie. It was a singular vision, and I really appreciate that for that. But it wasn't Halloween. It explained the backstory of Michael Myers, which is daring, but unnecessary, I would say. But I like that Zombie did it. But yeah, none of them had the approval. You hear, I don't know nothing about it. There's remaking my movie. So yeah, I think that put Romero at ease. And I'm glad to see his name as an executive producer on this. So real quick, top 3 moments of this movie.
Ooh, tough. I like David and Judy. Pretty much anything with them. But I guess the moment when he sits down with her in Quick Fills and says, what do you want to do? Do you want to die? Do you want to go? Let's do it together. Okay, top 3.
You have 1.
I like the moment. I'm not big in jump scares, but I really like the moment when the farmer who killed his family, Bill Farnham, when he's in the jail cell and you think he's dead, he's all bled out and disgusting, and there's blood on the walls, and he freaks out. Russell?
Yeah.
It's a good moment.
Yeah, Russell does. Joe Anderson's a good actor.
He really sells that jump. And I guess the brutal moment in the morgue.
Oof.
It sells pretty early on how visceral this movie is going to be.
My number 1 is when Walty Goggins walks by with Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Jeez.
And Diane Kruger. No, my number 1 is the profile shot of the guy in the fire. Because it just shows that's kind of next level filmmaking right there. I love that shot. I actually love all the animals. The aspect ratio was 2:3:5:1. They did a great job capturing Iowa. I dig it. All right, so I got to pick this? Okay. So that shot I love. And then you have, let's see. Oh, man. When he gets free coffee. No, I'm joking. So, all right. So that shot of the guy, the profile. And then
But it wasn't a nitro.
Yeah, you're right. Man, but get it out of here. All right. So that, I mean, the dragging of the pitchfork, it's nothing new, but it creates such a creepy ambiance. That, and then let's say, man, I just love all the callbacks, I guess. Yeah, maybe. I think you're right. Just watching that guy's mouth sewn shut. It's so mean.
It really is. Oh, and then he has to unclip it, which the guy's still alive.
I mean, I love that. And I don't know, I guess at the end of the day, my favorite thing about this movie is just the cinematography and lighting. I mean, the grip scabbers. It
looks great.
Like just the practical lighting that they did on this. I think it looks beautiful. And it's so much better than most remakes give it. They didn't just put some shitty After Effect on it. They didn't just tint it orange later on.
No, they tried. I mean, those are in-camera lights.
Yeah.
They tried to set up those scenes to look like that. The scary combine with the lights coming through. Or the several instances of lights above barns. Or, as you called out, the light in the barn trick that was used a couple times. It was still very good looking because it's a light in a barn at night.
And it makes sense. Good. Right? They put those lights on.
Yeah, so you say you've got 30 acres of farmland in Iowa and you're looking around and you go, why is my barn light on? Probably going to go check it out. Exactly.
It's a beautiful looking movie. It's better than it has... No, I hate when people say it's better than it has any right to be, because once you look at the talent behind the camera and in front of the camera, it had every right to be good.
Yeah, no, this had every right to be an extremely solid movie, and I think that's what they delivered.
So on a remake scale, grade it. On a remake grade scale, what would you give it?
Is this 1 to 100 or A to F?
A to F.
A plus.
Oh, wow.
I love this movie.
A plus.
But it's beautiful. It really is.
All right. So my favorite remakes. Listen, I think The Thing is a perfect movie with Kurt Russell. I adore it. But the remakes I'd put on the most, I think my favorite remake that I would just put on all the time is Fright Night.
I love it. It's so funny. David Tennant, and you've got cheeky vampire Farrell.
Imogen Poots, Anton Yelchin.
It's so good.
Toni Collette. Colin Farrell. And then Christopher Mintz-Plasse getting his arm cut off.
So funny.
No, listen, The Thing is the best. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but I'm putting on Fright Night any day of the week.
Yes.
And Matthew Lillard from 13 Ghosts. He needs to get some props. All right, any final thoughts about this movie?
Random question. So the scene with the pitchfork and when Judy yells to distract them from Becca, do you think they could have done that back and forth as a gag for a bit?
And he just keeps walking back?
Yeah.
Because she started yelling, hey, come back to me, you son of a bitch.
I mean, he gets distracted. Do you think then Becca could yell and distract her?
Hey, back here. So it's like a tennis match?
Yeah, do you think that would work?
I think, okay, if they did it 3 times, no. But if they did it 40, yes.
Okay.
Because then it's too long. But then it goes to so long, it becomes art. So by 20, you're like, this is amazing. But then by 30, you're like, yeah, they pushed it too far. But 40, greatest moment of my life.
I think the 40 would belong more in an Edgar Wright film.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Hey,
Just
you.
be like a fast cut. Shit.
I want a 20-minute scene.
Wow. That would be a short film worth of it.
Any final thoughts? What else you got?
No more random musings. That literally was my biggest question on here. I've been waiting to pontificate that since I saw the movie.
That was perfect. Well, thank you for joining me.
Thank you. I think, actually, I do have a final thought. My final thought is that the worst part of doing this with you is that you get to watch commentaries and I don't get to watch them until later because...
It's a great commentary.
Yeah. We don't want to spoil things for each other, but...
Well, you know what?
So good.
That's why you're a great wife.
We'll have to watch them together.
I would watch it again. I'm telling you, it's one. I listened to this probably 10 years ago, and I said it was a great commentary. I remember listening to it. I'm like, that's amazing. So yeah, I do it.
Who
again.
does the commentary?
Breck Eisner, just him.
Okay.
But he's just everything. It's one of the best I've heard, and I've been talking about it. I love it.
Is this one of the ones where you said he tells you the things you wanted to hear?
Yeah, I listen to commentaries like, yeah, I'm eating cheese and crackers right now, or oh man, it was so hot on set that I had so much gas that day. They're talking about where the production office is and the locations and lighting. That's what I want to know. And the acting. Like, that's what I want to know.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, I love it. Well, thank you for joining me.
Anytime.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Megan Hoffmeyer, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week if we haven't gone crazy.
Crazy.
I'm so excited. I'm in too deep.